No, I'm kidding, I'm sorry. It's Halloween, so I thought giving you a heart attack would be a nice way to start this video out. Yes, indeed. So today is the first beauty video where I'm doing Halloween makeup. Yes, indeed. And if you want to look like this, you know how I look after I've done my makeup, please continue watching. And before we start doing our makeup, I will ask you to kindly press that like and subscribe and notification icon if you want to. That would help me out a great deal. Yes, indeed. Especially now when it's leading up to All Hallowtide. Yes, indeed. And if you haven't seen that video, of course you can press up there. So, with that said, let's get into the video, shall we? Today I will do a little bit easier makeup look, you know. I want to be more extravagant and all of that sort of stuff later on, but today I'm gonna do a very wearable look actually. It will not have a lot of FX makeup or, you know, silicone and spirit glue and all of that sort of shit. It will be a very wearable, if you want to be a little bit scary for a party, you know, but it's not, you know, full on I'm gonna shit my pants kind of makeup, you know, which I do feel like many of the actual makeup looks that float around Instagram and YouTube are actually very, you know, high impact but not very easy to do or very wearable in the long run. So I will actually do a more wearable, high impact and actually very easy one, you know, so you don't have to be a full-on professional makeup artist to actually be achieving the look you are going for. But you know, let's just start out with the primer. Yes, indeed. And of course I will not talk so much about every product I'm using because this is also a eye look actually, and it's foundation, primer and all of the stuff is not really important. You use what you like, but I'm gonna use this one right here from Lidl. It's their perfect eye and face primer. Yes, indeed. It's new. I'm trying this out. I have tried it a couple of times and I'm actually enjoying this primer really much. Yes, indeed. It were very cheap. €2 for this bottle right here. I mean, for 50 milliliters that might be a little bit expensive, but it worked like a charm. Yes, indeed. And we do like charms during October. Yes, we do.
Like the witches we are.
Let's apply this a little bit quick. Yes, primer is on, and let's just set that with some wind, you know, so it... Ow, the splinters in this are real. So it dries down so it can be makeup applicable. Yes, indeed, so it doesn't just shift around the face like a little bitch. For this makeup look, I'm gonna use this foundation right here. It's also from Lidl. It's the palest foundation I have, so I will use that. It's the most neutral one as well, because I want to look a wee bit dead. So I will just squirt out the remaining product in this one before throwing it out, and we will apply this on our faces. And for this look you might want to use a more neutral or very pale foundation, or, you know, have a very pale powder at hand, because you want to look a little bit dead for this look actually. Yes, indeed. So my darlings, now we're gonna move in with some concealer, and you don't have to be very worried about the full coverage concealer because we're gonna use our dark circles to our advantages. Yes, indeed. But if you're gonna apply concealer, I would recommend you to apply a very light one, so all the shadows that goes onto your eyelids are showing off in their full glory. But you don't have to be very concerned with covering your under eye circles with the concealer actually, because, you know, we do want that hollowed out, I'm sick to my guts kind of look. The concealer I am using today is actually the Maybelline Instant Anti-Age Erasing Concealer, and I do like this concealer. It's very light, it's very neutral. I do enjoy it very much indeed. I will just use that to brighten up under here, you know, so I will look really protruding, you know, but still leaving my under eye circles. Now, before going in with the eyeshadow, I will actually set my face with some powder, and I will use a compact powder today. And I will use this very light one from Lidl. Yes, indeed, it's a very light, bright, neutral tone, so I will just dig into that real hard, having it everywhere in my apartment. and I will set my foundation and my concealer with this. Yes, my darlings, now we are done with the face, for now at least. Let's move over to our eyes where the magic is happening.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, hello and welcome to my face. Now the magic is starting, you know. You can see that I have actually some redness going on under my eyes, you know, and I'm gonna use that to my advantage in today's video. Yes, indeed. I want to do a real smoky, like dark eye with redness, you know, and toxic tears, you know. I do want a little bit more sickly looking look, if you get what I mean, you know. I don't want it to be like all cracked up and dry and bony, or, you know, really gooey and that sort of stuff, or demonic or anything. I just want it to look like I'm really sick, you know, like I have some unknown disease or something like that. And I'm gonna try to achieve that with you today, my darlings. Yes, indeed. And I'm gonna use this palette right here. You can use any of your favorite palettes as long as it have a lot of colors in it, because we are gonna use reds and we're gonna use some greens and dark greens and dark reds and some black. Yes, indeed. And as long as you have a palette with those colors, you will be good to go, my darlings. So let's start with this dark color right here, this black one, and it's the blackest one I own. So let's put that in our crease and outer corner and try to buff that out to look smoky and sickly. Yes, indeed. And you can start with stamping it in place and then go over and blend it out. But since you have a tacky base with the unset concealer, it will just look patchy if you just try to blend it straight away. But if you want the most pigment out of your eyeshadow, you should totally not set your eye concealer, you know. Otherwise it will take forever to achieve that pigmentation everybody wants. Yes, something like that. You know, you want it to be a little bit droopy, a little bit sad. It should look like your eyes are gonna fall out of your head. Now, my darlings, we are done with that black shadow. Yes, indeed. Now we are gonna go in with a shade that is called Way Past Midnight, and it's this little metallic, shiny, neutral, cold, graphite, gray, purple, blue eyeshadow, and it's just really pretty, and it has that metallic shine to it, and we are gonna use that to deepen up this black shade, you know, so it doesn't look so flat and flaccid. I'm just gonna brush that on top of that black shade with a big fluffy blush.
Blush?
Big fluffy brush, yes indeed. Gently, Bentley, brush it into the other black shadow. And I just got a shit ton of fallout in my inner corner that were not meant to happen. Let's just leave it at that, you know. I can always make something with it like that, you know, so it looks like we are really sickly. Yes, indeed. We don't make mistakes, we just make happy accidents. That's why we should not do too much of under eye concealer, because you want to look that kind of sickly, tired, ghoulish. I have a disease that nobody knows what it is, you know, which actually represents my life 100%. Since we can't be sick, you know, we're just looking like this, we are actually gonna blend in some reds right here. I will use this bright red right here, and I will blend that from the outer corner and in on the lid actually. And I'm gonna blend it up in the dark also, you know, because I want that, you know, depth to this very dark, very smoky look. Like that, my darlings. Now we look like we have that vampiric disease. Nobody knows what it is. Yes, indeed. Vampire Queen. To make this a little bit more, you know, deeper, I have a dark red shiny shade somewhere. This one right here, it's a rusty, burnt out red. Very shiny, very shimmery. And I will use that on the lid to know you too. You know, to give it some more dimension in this sickly look. Yes, indeed. Now, my darlings, we are actually gonna smoke our under eyes with some of that same red shades. We are gonna try to build that up, that sickliness, with some of that dark shade I used on my eyes and the same rusty shiny color I have on my lids. So let's just start with that. Now, let's move over to the green shades because we are gonna have some dark green, reddish, bloody tears coming from our under eyes right down here. Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed.
Now, let's just do this. I will stamp that dark green color right under here. I will continue to build it up with some dark greens and reds, you know, to make it look like I have been bleeding out of my eye sockets. Yes, indeed. Don't be afraid to mix in a little bit of colors, you know. It should look toxic and it should not look perfect, you know, because nobody looks perfect when they are sick, and crazy sicknesses doesn't follow any rules. Yes, indeed. To make this a little bit more, you know, blown out and scary looking, we are gonna actually add some, with a tiny brush, we're gonna add some tears and red colors to our outer corners as well. And let's just smoke that a little bit out on the sides like that, you know, because this is some freaky ass shit going on our faces. Yes, indeed. I mean, come on. If you went to the doctor looking like this, he would be like,
What the fuck is that?
To make this a little bit more poppin', I will add some red golden highlighters to my inner corner, you know, to make it look like I'm actually bleeding gold. I don't have any red shimmery pigments, but I will have to do with what I got. Yes, indeed, make the best of the situation. As long as this looks sloppy, you know, it's a Halloween-y, yes, indeed. Now, my darlings, I have done my eyes, and I will go in with some contouring and stuff like that. Yes, indeed. I'm actually feeling this fantasy really much. And, you know, as we are gonna look a little bit hollowed out as well, I'm actually gonna use a darker eyeshadow, a black eyeshadow to be precise, and I will tap that on my brush, and I will tap as much as I can off, you know, so I can get that hollowed out shake and just stamp that in place. Really cut that shake out, you know. It looks worse than I thought it would. And, you know, since it's Halloween, I don't have to worry about it looking like shit, because, you know, it doesn't matter if it looks like crap. You can always say it's part of the makeup. That's why I love Halloween. For once, the avant-garbage look is actually working in my favor, actually, which is actually quite weird, to be honest with you guys. My darlings, I mean, I'm sorry. Yes, indeed. Oh my god, this actually looks better than expected. I am shook to my core, my darlings. I am shook for real. For real? Now, let's go in with some highlighter, shall we? And I want to use this really ethereal, glowy one right there, you know, to really emphasize I am almost dead from this disease I'm having. Yes, my darlings. Like that. No, it's not that good, but I do actually like how it turns out, even though I fucked up in the beginning. Let's just do my eyebrows really quickly, and we will be done, my darlings. And you know how I do my eyebrows. It's black shadow, and it's done and ready. Yes, my darlings, this is the finished look. Yes, indeed. It's not very advanced, it might not look the very best, but it's the introduction to this month's makeup videos. And as the month goes on, the makeup looks will be increasingly advanced and more intricate and all of that sort of stuff. So this is like a soft start to this Halloween makeup month. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for watching and have gone through the whole video without clicking away. And as you can see back here, it says All Hallowtide, which is from the 31st of October to the 2nd November. Yes, indeed. And if you haven't seen that video, click right up there. Yes, indeed. So thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you want to press that like, subscribe and notification icon so you don't miss anything during this Halloween month. So, never forget, be who you are since nobody else can, and always make yourself spooky during October. Bye!